Hello. All right, I'm just going to see if this is working first before I begin, because last time it was not working. So I'm going to try and see if this works. Thank you for being patient, everybody. Okay, it says I have a viewer. Links. What's this? Oh, okay. Copy. Maybe that's it. Yay! Okay, I think I figured it out. All right, thank you for being patient, everybody. I'm just gonna make sure that that everyone can see and hear me. And that there's actually people in here. Oh, it says there's, okay, so I'm gonna just start now. First, I'm gonna just share this quick. Okay, group. All right, I think it might be working, so let's hope. I see you. Okay, it's working. Group. Right. Okay. All right, everybody. All right, well, it says there's people watching, so I'm gonna just do it this time. This is my third time trying. It wasn't working before, I don't think, but I think it is now. So, I am Richelle. I am a astrologer. I work for LADA. You can check out my services and book a reading with me at astrolada.com. I am in the reader section. So, today, now that I finally got this to work, I'm going to be doing some live free astrology readings. So if you are interested in that, you know, stick around. I'm going to quickly talk about the new moon, just recap a little bit, and then I'll get right into it. So yeah, feel free to comment in the live chat, definitely. All right, so I'm gonna start with the new moon and all this Leo business. So the sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, and the North Node, they all are in Leo currently. So this is quite the energy, especially coming from a crazy, sensitive Cancer season. So this is needed. This is fiery, ambitious energy that we got going on now. It's definitely needed for all of us. So the new moon. New moon was in Leo. I did write a bit about this on Astrolada's page. So if you did not check that out, check it out, please. So yeah, so the new moon. This is a rare new moon because there's going to be 2 new moons in Leo. Hello, Amber. Thank you for joining. So glad you could join. So excited. So yeah, there's going to be 2 new moons in Leo, and this is rare. This like very rarely happens. This is a great time to put any intentions out there, to set new intentions, to begin new ideas, to begin new things, especially to do with love, especially to do with your strength, your courage, your ambition. This is the time to take that leap of faith. And I'm sure you've heard this a lot the last few days with all the Leo posts, but be authentic, shine your light. So yeah, today I'm going to do some free mini readings. Before I start, I just want to say I'm picking people based off of who I'm drawn to. To start off though, if there's any Leos, I would like to pick a Leo first, just because it's Leo season. So you need your birth date, your birth time, and your birth location. So if you would like a reading, definitely message me on the live chat there. Put your birth info in, and I will give you a free little reading. Okay. So yeah, whoever wants a little reading, definitely type away in the live chat there. There might be a bit of a lag, but we'll make it work. Okay. Is that the chat? Oh, okay. Maybe that's chat. So yeah, I'm just waiting. Does Moon and Leo count? Sure, Amber. You betcha. We'll take you. So yeah, just pop in your birth info there and I'll give you a little reading. Wonder if I can turn my screen at all so that you guys can see. Screen share. Okay, I can. So yeah, Amber, get your name in here. Amber. Sorry for the lag. Hi Tash, glad you could join. Just waiting for Amber's comment so I can do the reading for her. So in the meantime, does anyone have any crazy new moon stories going on? How's everyone dealing with this Leo energy? I know me personally, oh awesome, thank you Amber. Me personally, I've had Chiron transits and that's been interesting. I actually didn't really notice until my best friend Tasha pointed it out. All right, so June 5th, 1992. Just putting your info in here. June 5th, 1992. Another year of the monkey. Awesome. You needing to chill out, Tash? Yeah, I know. All this energy. So San on... my chart and you could give me more details. That'd be great. Yeah, you bet, Amber. San Antonio, Texas. Oh, okay, so I must have you in my files here already. Strange. I don't see you here. Right. All right, so I'm just redoing your chart here because I thought it was there, but it's not. So Amber, June. Yeah, oh, okay, that's what it was. You posted a screenshot, that's why I can't find it. Okay, so June 5th, 92, San Antonio, Texas. 1:38. AM. Oh, PM. Alright, so PM. Not Italy. Texas. Alright. San Antonio. Yeah, okay. Sorry guys, please be patient with me. This is the most tedious part, is just getting birth info in. It's so confusing with a bunch of screens. San Antonio. San Antonio. Almost ready. Thank you for your patience. Mexico. All right. There you are. All right, so I got your chart. Yay! Finally, thank you for being patient, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, so Amber, let's look at your chart. So your sun. Your sun is in Gemini in the 9th house, and it's very close. It's very, very close to your MC. It's practically conjunct. So this means lots of things. First, having the sun in Gemini in the 9th house, you have a deep urge to teach and to learn. Sorry, just making sure. Okay. You have a huge variety of beliefs and very strong beliefs as well. You having the sun conjunct the MC, this can definitely, you're very motivated in regards to your career. The MC is it also represents where we're not where we're going, but what we're striving for. And the MC is the very beginning of the 10th house. The 10th house represents career. So for you, having the 10th house in Gemini, you need a career where you can speak your mind, where you can constantly have change, because Gemini needs constant change. You need a career where you don't get bored so easily, and where you can use your different interests and skills, because you'll likely have many, many skills. Your moon, let's go into your moon, because it's in Leo. You must have, actually, where is the moon right now? It's at 24 degrees, I think. Here, let me check. Yeah, right now the moon is 24 degrees, so it's already past your natal moon. Let's see the exact time. So you had moon transiting moon. So you especially probably felt all kinds of goodness, good energies from this. So I guess, yeah, so it'd be about 6:40 a.m. my time. I'm not sure if my time's the same as yours. So today, anyways, you had your moon. Sorry, I'm so scattered here. I'm just trying to find. Whole sign is accurate. Yes, whole sign is very accurate. Yes, whole house. I actually tested this theory out the other day. I'm still working on testing it on more people, but I did this reading, and it was I gave her info for her whole house system and the normal way to do it, and she actually said the normal way to do it resonated more. But I have dealt with people and clients who resonate more with the whole house system, so I believe it's good to definitely check both. If you like, I can put this in the whole house system for you. Easily distracted. Yeah, and you get bored easy. You need constant mental stimulation, Amber. And whole sign seems to be more accurate for you, Tash. Yeah, see, and it depends on everybody. I think, too, it really depends on your chart, obviously, and where everything falls. So I'm just grabbing your chart again. Okay, well, I can also look at both, and we can figure that out for you. Alright, so, sorry, I got rid of your chart, now I'm trying to grab it again. Okay, I'm just going to do whole house system this time. Whole sign, whole house, whatever, same thing. And I'm going to include your Juno in here, because I don't think I touched base on Juno with you before, Amber. Okay. So yeah, in the 10th house, your sun would be, or sorry, in the whole house system, your sun would be in the 10th house, but it is very close to the MC, so I could see you definitely resonating more with the 10th house. Maybe you resonated more with the 9th house maybe when you were younger, but anyways. So your moon is in Leo, and it's in the 12th house. So having the moon in the 12th house can be very emotional, very sensitive. It's very intuitive, especially. Having the moon in Leo, a lot of people with moon in Leo, they want to be in the spotlight, they want to be noticed, they want to feel important and special. But a lot of people don't realize that people with Leo moon tend to have deep insecurities, and this is especially so for you because it's in the 12th house, which is means many things, but it's kind of the unconscious part of ourselves. It also has to do with past lives, letting go of things. So you're really working on a lot of emotional stuff that you're trying to let go of in this life. And also, cool, yeah, I'll tell you more about your Juno. But yeah, also your Chiron is here. I wonder if I can share my screen, or maybe that'll get too confusing. Okay, so yeah, your Chiron is in Leo also. It's about 10. It's about 11 degrees away from your moon. So it's not going to be as strong as like a conjunction or anything, but it will be very, you'll really feel it. When you're emotional, when you're not feeling confident, this really hits your wound, and this really makes you especially emotional and hurt. Especially if it has to do with your, sorry, I'm trying to think and process. Especially if it has to do with your, yes, your Chiron's in the 12th also. Spirituality. If you don't feel spiritually okay or spiritually connected, that sort of thing, or spiritually uplifted, or what have you, you can get very, very down and depressed. You need to build this confidence in yourself and in your spirituality and your connection to the other side in order to feel emotionally okay with yourself, if that makes any sense. Here, I'm just trying to... Okay. I just want to be able to see your comments while I do this. All right. So yeah, you don't have any, oh well, it's not showing any aspects. I don't think I put any aspects to your Chiron. But for the most part, it looks like you don't have anything crazy going on there. But anyways, so yeah, Moon in the 12th, you can have very deep intuitive feelings that come to you, especially when you are feeling confident. When you are confident in your glory and you feel good about yourself, you can really help inspire people, like big time. You can really help people connect to their connection with Source. And you can also, crap, I lost my train of thought. Moon opposite Saturn. This makes you, okay, so you have Saturn in Aquarius in the 6th house. This alone can make you very serious when it comes to work and being of service to others. You can be very serious about your routines, your day-to-day life, your career. And you're very serious about being eccentric too in that area of your life. You are good at disciplining, restricting, and structuring your career life, especially so that when you help people and when you are being of service to people, Amber, you tend to want to do it on a more detached way, if that makes any sense. And yeah, anyways, you have, so yeah, Saturn opposite Moon. This can be depressing, extra depressing. I know you're like, okay, enough, I already have enough of that. But this can make you structuring your emotions. You tend to want to, you feel the opposite of how, sorry, you feel and react in the opposite way that you kind of discipline yourself. You have no discipline at work. Yeah, you probably like to work alone, for one. You're probably very rebellious, very blunt at work. And yeah, you just need something where you can be independent and yeah, do your thing. But yeah, your Saturn is retrograde. So that might have something to do with you being a terrible worker. But you also have a lot of planets in the 10th house, Amber. So this, you don't have to be a good worker or bad worker. You can be a very good worker too, though, especially if you really work on, you know, a career in something that you absolutely love and that does keep you mentally stimulated and whatnot. You have a bunch of trines coming from your Saturn to your Mercury, to your Sun, and also to your Mercury. Wait, oh yeah, Venus. Sorry, I said that wrong. Venus, Sun, and Mercury. This is really good. This is very lucky to have trines from Saturn to those. You're likely very good at, or you could be working on disciplining yourself. Because your Saturn is retrograde, this is something that you bring in from a past life that you've been working on in this life, if that makes sense. Yeah, if it's something that you enjoy, Amber, and something that has to do with your interests, you can do amazing. You can be an amazing worker, and you do have that ability. Oh yeah, you wanted to know about your Juno. Your Juno, Amber, so Juno represents our ideal love or marriage partner. Your Juno is in Taurus in the 9th house. So for you, you need a lover or a marriage partner who is down to earth, who is grounding, practical, but also who has good structure in their life. But someone who may be stuck in their beliefs, because Taurus is, so for you, the way you learn, because you have Taurus in the 9th house, you can be stubborn when it comes to your beliefs and what you know, but like this isn't a bad thing. This is just, you're just stubborn, and you know, you take a little bit more time to learn things. You learn things on a slower level because Taurus is a slow sign. So you need someone who can share beliefs with, but also who is down to earth and practical too. What else here? You may even be interested in someone who can teach you, someone who is like a mentor. Sorry. So yeah, there's that. Where's your rising? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, your rising is in Virgo. So when looking at the rising, if we look at the opposite sign from the rising, called the descendant, it usually represents the kind of person or people, sorry, that we attract to us. So for you, but also this can mean like this is relationships, this is friendships, this is co-workers, this is business partners, that sort of thing. These people, yeah, these are the kind of people that you attract. The kind of people that you attract are very Pisces in nature. You like to be of service to others, but you often find that you're trying to save people and, you know, trying to help them, especially people who are victims or people who can't help themselves. Where are we here? Lost the chart. There it is. All right. So yeah, so for you, I like to combine the descendant and the Juno in order to tell someone the ideal marriage partner. There's obviously many other factors to it too, but those are the two that I find most significant, I suppose. So yeah, you need someone who can dream with you. You need someone who you can have out of this world conversations with. You need someone who is sensitive, who is compassionate, but also someone who has a really crazy good imagination. But bringing your Juno into the mix, you do also need someone who is practical though, and who knows how to make money. And this person might even make money through teaching. So watch for that. Yeah, Amber, if you have any questions about anything in your chart, let me know. Any specific questions? So I think I told you this before when you messaged me on my group on Facebook. Your North Node is in Capricorn. It's at the very, very, very first degree of Capricorn. It's not even at 1 degree. It's at like 0.44 degrees Capricorn. And it's in the 5th house. So to me, this says so looking at the North Node and the South Node, the South Node is it's our past. It's abilities and talents and lessons that we have already learned or developed. The North Node is our direction we're in now, where we're going now. It's what we're here to learn. So for you, you're really it's interesting because having Capricorn in the 5th house can be very serious when it comes to having fun. So you're obviously serious about having fun, but in this life you're here to develop your hobbies and creative juices and such, and you're here to, you could very easily, like I think I've said this before, but you could very easily turn your creative hobbies and abilities into a career, having it in Capricorn. And this will likely have to do with your skills, because being a Gemini, you'll have many, many skills and abilities. So in your past life, sorry, I keep getting distracted. So in your past life, so South Node, you had Cancer in the 11th house. Oh, I keep losing my page here. All right. So yeah, in your past life, you were very, very much more about emotions, but also you're very focused on friends and your connection with friends, as well as your social circle and such. You likely were very, you could have been very emotionally manipulative in your past. However, on a positive note, you've developed your abilities to be sensitive, to be compassionate, and you may even have developed artistic abilities or musical abilities in your past. Also, you could have really been a rebel, especially with your emotions in your past life, just having in the 11th house. So yeah, sorry I'm jumping around here. There's just so much to look at and say. So having your North Node at 0.44 degrees of Capricorn tells me that you're brand new to these lessons. You have never learned this before. You are very much new to these new lessons. If you had your North Node, say, at 28 degrees or, around there. Don't have any friends left. Good homemaker, don't have any friends though, so in this life I'm meant to develop in my work ethic and things like that. Not just that. You're actually here, Amber, to especially learn how to have fun. And like I said, okay, so the 5th house is our ability to have fun. It represents children. It represents our early childhood. It also represents creative abilities, hobbies, what we love. So you're here pursuing what you love in this life, but in practical ways. Capricorn. Yeah. You're a damn good homemaker. Yeah, see, that's your Cancer. Cancer is a good homemaker. Cancer South Node, that's definitely what you've developed in the past. And you may even have been a recluse or someone like that in your past. And apparently still now in ways, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As for friends, yeah, you don't have anything in the 11th house other than your South Node. So maybe this life, where is Aquarius? You could make friends at work. I know that work doesn't seem too enticing to you, but you can make friends at work very easily. But only if they're, it's in a detached way. You don't like to get too personal, especially at work. What else here? Oh wow, lady. You have a lot of retrograde planets. That's not a bad thing. It's just all retrograde planets are lessons and stuff like that from past lives that we carry into this life to redo or, you know, reevaluate, rework on. So you have Saturn retrograde, you have Neptune retrograde, you have Uranus retrograde, and Pluto retrograde. And I think that's it. Yeah. So that's a lot of retrograde. So because Saturn is retrograde in your 6th house, you're really reconsidering what it is you want to do for work and what it is you want to, or how you want to be of service. Lots of lessons of Saturn. Tell me anything about squares to Mars or Jupiter. Okay, so your Jupiter is in Virgo in the first house. And yeah, like it is squaring your sun, it's squaring your midheaven, or is that squaring your Mercury, or no, Venus and midheaven, or not midheaven, Venus and sun. So yeah, so Jupiter's in your 1st house. So the 1st house, so the 1st house is self. It is our identity and how we appear. And Jupiter is the all benefactor planet, as you may know. It is how we are lucky, or how we expand, how we, you know, gain opportunities. So for you, squaring your sun in the 10th house. So this can be a challenge. Squares and oppositions are generally challenging, but that doesn't mean they're bad. This just means more work and more, you know, struggles before you actually get there. And yeah, so Jupiter squaring the sun, that to me, because the sun also represents the self and the personality and your path, how you appear and how you come across, it may be deceiving to others. Not deceiving, but it may make other people misunderstand you. Struggle is real. Yeah, we all got the struggle, lady. We all do. Just in different ways. So yeah, this is career again. Like I said, struggles figuring out how to expand in your career and your social status. Doesn't mean it's impossible for you. It just means that it's that much, you know, more work to be put in. Sorry, let me just think for a sec. So yeah, Gemini and Virgo, they're very, they're similar in a lot of ways, and they're both ruled by Mercury, but they are still very different. Gemini is very mental, very in the clouds, in your head, whereas Virgo is down to earth and practical and tangible and material. Material logic and facts, whereas Gemini is more like ideas and thoughts. So you definitely could. Does she have Mercury in Gemini? She does. She does have Mercury in Gemini, Anthony. Which is really good for mental work and mental energy and speaking, and yeah, you might find you have a way with words, especially when it has to do with your career and your social status, like I said. Here, maybe I can. So yeah, just challenges. That's all. I mean, you might find it more difficult for you to gain from opportunities and stuff that have to do with your work, but it's not impossible to get over, that's for sure. Like anything, I always tell all my clients that with astrology, it's all about free will. It doesn't matter how many, you know, squares or oppositions or you know, bad aspects that you have. But yeah, it all boils down to free will. It doesn't matter. It's your choice and what you decide to do with your life, and yada yada. Could my Virgo ascendant be why I don't fit the typical Venus and Gemini profile? Oh, absolutely. That and obviously your other aspects that you have going on. Venus and Gemini for you. Also, you're a very practical Gemini. Like, you're very down to earth for a Gemini. And I believe that's because of your 10th house. Your 4 planets there. Or, well, 3 planets in your MC. Venus is, for women anyways, Venus is how we need to be in order to feel feminine. It is how we express our femininity. And it's our interests, it's what we love. So for you... And also, yeah, your Jupiter is squaring your Venus as well. This could definitely have to do with that. Let me just make this bigger. But yeah, and also it's good to look at where Venus's ruling signs are in your chart. So placement, yeah, exactly. It's for you. It's a lot. You're not your typical Gemini, like you said. So yeah, so like Venus, your Venus is in Gemini in the 10th house. So the ruler, okay, let me think. Okay. So yeah, Venus, yeah, being there. Also, you probably feel your Mars very strongly. Amber, your Mars is in Aries, and it's in the 8th house. So yeah, Mars in Aries, it's very ambitious, very impulsive, and very fiery. Like, so Mars, if you don't know, Mars is our drive. It's our ability to get things done. It's our sex drive, but it's also our anger and how we express that anger. So Mars in Aries, it's very, and it's in the 8th house. 8th house is like, it's almost like having it in the 1st house. It's very explosive, very intense, very aggressive at times. Yeah, that's just how you are. It's all right. So yeah, Aries, Mars, 8th house. You likely act, like I said, on impulse, but you know what? You got your moon. Your moon is trining your Mars, so you do have some control over this and your emotions, except for when you're mad. When you're mad, it's like there's no hope. There is hope. I'm just kidding, but it's very hard to control when you're mad. When you're mad, you don't think. You just act. But this is really good for making decisions. I mean, if you have a hard time making decisions, this is a great aspect to have, because it just You make those decisions impulsively, which can be bad, but hey, sometimes you need that leap of faith, right? To jump in and get it started. But yeah, you could also be very ambitious when it comes to, not ambitious, but driven towards subjects that are dark or mysterious or that have to do with connecting to the other side, that sort of thing. Also, this also gives huge sex drive, like big time, like holy man. This can give you also a really good relationship with yourself, building intimacy with yourself. This is really good for that. And so yeah, that can be any kind of intimacy. Also, yeah. Actually, you know what, Amber? I don't think I've looked at your progressions yet. I'll call it regularly and I've started a pagan path. Yes, this next drive too. Awesome. That's awesome, Amber. If you stick around, Amber, and if no one else wants a reading, then I can look into your progressions a little bit more, but I'm gonna just check if anyone else watching wants to jump in and get a little reading. While I'm waiting, though, I will look at your progressions a bit. Progress chart. I mean, if you want me to. I definitely don't have to, but I feel like you want me to. Okay. Sweet. All right. So yeah, if anyone else who's watching if you want a reading, let me know. I can check out your chart. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do Amber's progressions. So Amber, your sun. No problem. Your sun is progressed into Cancer. So this, for a Gemini, can be very confusing. Actually, my mom is going through the same progression, and it's interesting to watch, I'll tell you that. So having the sun progressed into Cancer can definitely make you much more sensitive and intuitive and crabby and moody and all the above. Family can definitely become much more important to you now. You'll be much more sentimental too, and you might even find that ooh, interesting, your moon is actually there too. Your moon, your Venus, and your sun are all progressed into Cancer. So this past month must have been pretty intense for you, Cancer season. But yeah, this can definitely make you much more focused on family, like I said. And you're very focused on your security as well. You need your security, and you may find too, especially with having the moon there, you may find that you take on other people's emotions very easily. And like a sponge, very much like a sponge. And you really have to work on building this protective shell around you. Fuck yeah, it was heavy. Yeah, could see that. I think it was heavy for everybody, but especially you, for sure. But yeah, you need to work on building a protective shell around you. This can be done, you can do this visualizing it, imagining it around you, imagining like a big golden protective aura around you, that sort of thing. There's multiple ways that you can do this. So yeah, you're going through a lot of emotional stuff and progressions. You've probably never felt this sensitive in your life, especially being a Gemini. Gemini, you guys Your psychic shields are up. Awesome. Good. You need those psychic shields. And this might even, you might even, especially being at work, this can really drain your energy. And yeah, you can definitely take on your co-workers' energy very easily. That's awesome. So yeah, and your Venus being there, your Venus is conjunct your moon right now, so this can make you definitely feel very different about your femininity. You feel very in touch with your emotions. That's for sure. So Venus being here, your interests and what you love and your femininity, it's very much, and it's all in the 10th house still. Yeah, it's very, you could be more artistic. You may find that you have artistic abilities and as well as psychic abilities. You could really be developing this right now, but it looks like you'll really enjoy it too, because Venus is there. So yeah, there's that. And your Mercury is progressed into Leo. This is not a bad thing. This is really good. I'm just shaking my head because this is a really good one to have, because this can make you, and it's in the 10th house still. So this, you're still grounded, you're still practical about what you have to say, but you're much more loud and proud about it. You're much more, you're going to speak your truth, and that's it. Nobody can really do much about it. This can make you, see, like I said, or actually I don't know if I did say, but Mercury is how you think, how you communicate. So having Mercury in Leo, you can be much more self-absorbed, I will admit, but hey, this isn't bad. We all need that from time to time, right? It's just part of your lesson that you're learning right now. This can make you communicate much more boldly, much more loudly. Mercury with Leo here is very loud, very passionate. So there's that. And Mercury is actually getting closer and closer to your Chiron. I actually have the same Chiron as you. So you might be feeling some similar stuff that I've been feeling. But Chiron, where's your natal Chiron? I think it was, oh yeah, your natal Chiron was in the 12th. So, but yeah, so your Chiron is progressed back into the 10th house. And so you're definitely going to end up facing some pains and wounds that have to deal with career, but where you fit in your career and your social status, your workplace. You want to shine and speak your truth, especially in your workplace. But maybe there's some wounds that are holding you back there that have to do with your confidence. People still in here? Can't even see. Okay. Yeah, you could be dealing with that. Especially this Leo season, you're gonna find you're gonna really have to face your wounds and your hurts and all that stuff. As lovely as that is, it's tough for sure, but don't hide from it. Just try to look at what you're feeling and thinking, and what it is, you know, why do I feel that way? Why am I hurt by that? Why is this such a wound? It's good to really dissect that, and there can be a lot of realizations, a lot of healing also that can come from that. You're very good at inspiring others, like I said before, but you have really hard time inspiring yourself, especially in work right now, because Chiron's in your 10th house. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Struggling to figure out what I want to do, especially because of my doubts and insecurities. Yep. And you'll feel like letting those doubts and insecurities win, just because it can be painful to deal with, but don't let it win. You're much stronger than all those things. You, yeah, you have this fire in you that you can, you know, you can really help inspire people. And I think a lot of it will have to do with helping people. Good. Oh, I'm so glad, Amber. I'm glad I'm hitting the nail on the head. That's awesome. Yeah, you definitely, part of your wound is maybe in your past, your spirituality wasn't developed enough, and your confidence in yourself and your connection to source and everything, that was not maybe instilled into you enough. And yeah, sorry, I'm just like thinking and but yeah, you can definitely find some healing in this when you, and also communicating about it. Talk to someone about it. I don't care who. Talk to somebody, someone you trust, that you can talk to about your wounds, about your insecurities, about your hurts and doubts. Because your Mercury is really close by, you can get a whole bunch of healing just by talking about it, just by releasing it. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm not sure who's all even in here. There's 3 people watching. Hey guys, thank you. I'm glad someone's watching, because there was no one watching before. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Definitely talk it out. Here, I'm just gonna see if I can look at your natal again. But yeah, what else do we got here? What else has progressed? Your rising. Your rising is progressed into Libra, so this can make you appear much more, appear and come across much more peaceful, much more beautiful. This can make you look more beautiful and more charming. This can, yeah, you can definitely, you can even feel more beautiful having the rising in Libra. So definitely work with that if you can. And you likely won't want to fight as much. You're gonna, like, you might want to debate, but it'll likely be more peaceful debates. What else do we got? Oh, okay. This is good. Your Mars is progressed into Taurus. But it's still in the 8th house, so it's still pretty intense. But this makes you slow down a lot with your actions and your drive. You have a lot of focus to get things done, and a lot of patience when it comes to doing things. But your pace might just be a little bit slower now. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah, you can definitely be more practical about your actions. Much more practical than you have been in the past. Oh wow, okay. So you have a whole bunch of trines going on in your progress chart. What is it? What are we at here? All right. So yeah, you can, all right, so let's look at your Moon and Venus are trining your Pluto. This is huge transformation when it comes to your femininity, your interests, what you love, as well as your emotions and how you react. You are evolving these, but this is evolving. This is a lucky aspect. This is very good. This is harmonious. This is a transformation for the better. I mean, all transformation is good, and I believe for the better to some point. But this is very, very helpful for you. You definitely transform through through feeling these feelings that you need to feel. And this can also transform because your Pluto's in the second house, this can also help you transform your values, but especially your self-worth. So that's good. What else? Mutual reception. What's that term? Mutual reception. What? Mutual reception, like a harmonious aspect. Is that what you're talking about? Mutual reception. Yeah, sure. Okay, so you have you also have Mars is, you have a lot of trines. You actually have a Earth trine, a grand Earth trine. So this is really good. Okay. So yeah, you have Jupiter trining your Mars in Taurus. This is your progression still. You also have Jupiter trining Uranus and Neptune, and Uranus and Neptune trining Mars. And they are in the 4th house, 8th house, and 11th house. Well, first, oh, frig. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around everywhere, but you have your Moon and Venus opposite Uranus and Neptune. So you may be dealing with some family stuff, some deep-rooted family stuff. Possibly, you may not have had one or more parents around, possibly the father. I'm just throwing a stab in the dark here. But you are really dealing with this on an emotional level right now. You're releasing a lot of past life stuff, but also a lot of stuff from your early childhood in this life. And this can definitely be emotional. Your Neptune is opposite your, oh wait, is it opposite? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, Neptune is opposite your moon, your progressed moon right now. This can be tough. Absolutely, this can be tough. You can be dealing with a lot of father issues, mother issues, family issues, period. And some of it can be shocking. Some of it might be illusions or deceptions in the family that you're dealing with. Yeah, this can be definitely a struggle when it comes to your family at the moment. And this might even have something to do with your career as well. Your dad has never been in your life a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow. Hey, that's tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you're definitely dealing with it. Okay. That's really tough. I'm sorry to hear that, Amber. But you know what? This is all here for a reason. It's all these lessons, all of it. It's, you know, if you couldn't handle this, you wouldn't be given this. You know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't handle these struggles and these lessons and emotions and yada yada yada, you wouldn't be given it. You are given it because you can handle it and because you can pull through this. And you can inspire through it. Don't forget that. Very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, you're really developing your own inner authority right now. Yeah, I agree, Anthony. Definitely, she's very strong. Very strong for enduring all that. Absolutely. Um, Perhaps your career, I have a feeling, yeah, very weak emotionally. Yeah, and your progressions aren't helping either. Any progression into Cancer is hard, especially opposite, you know, Neptune and Uranus in the fourth. But yeah, you can definitely, like, this might even inspire your job. Like, you may find that through all this pain and all this healing, you could really find what it is that you're wanting to do. It could have to do with you know, other people who don't have mothers. It could have to do with yeah, there's lots. But yeah, no, you're definitely given this for a reason, dear. And your Pluto there, your Pluto, like I said, it's trining your Venus and your Moon. That's very good. Like, I mean, it can be tough too, but it's very, very, very beneficial aspect, because you're coming out of this like a phoenix, coming out of the flames like a phoenix, and you're gonna evolve and inspire big time. Theme of year. Anthony, what do you mean theme of year? Like, do you mean like her solar return? I definitely can check that out. I'm not sure if I know how to check the theme of the year. I will check your solar return though. Amber. Alright. Alright, solar return. Oh, what is a solar return, Tash? Solar return is basically from your birthday this year till your birthday next year, and where the planets are. It's like a screenshot of where the planets are on your birthday, and what houses everything falls in. Yes, solar return. And basically, yeah, it's like a theme of the year, like Anthony said. It's your energy for the year, your lessons for the year, like what is going on. So for me, for example, with my solar return last year, I had a lot of 8th house stuff. Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, I had a lot of 8th house stuff, so I went through a lot of transformation, a lot of spiritual growth and healing, big time, lots of healing. So yeah, for you, so yeah. So yeah, for you with the sun, your sun is in the 9th house. So this year, you're super focused on learning as much as you can. And this is actually going to be very beneficial for you. Sure, Tash. Yeah, you could definitely ask about your solar return. Yeah, I don't think I've actually talked to you about solar returns yet. So yeah, your sun is trining Jupiter in Libra. This is solar return, so I wonder if I can share my screen here. Actually, I might need to. This. All right. Oh, that's not it. All right. So Technology is so confusing sometimes. All right, so share, screen share. Okay. Full screen. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. I don't know if that's working, but oh, okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. All right, so if you can see this, which I hope you can, your sun is in the 9th house. This is the house of mentors. This is the house of teaching, learning, beliefs, all that kind of stuff. And it's trining your 1st house where Jupiter is. So you don't have Jupiter in Libra natally, but since this is a solar return, this is where everything was on your birthday this year. So yeah. Ooh, wow. Oh, hi Katie, thanks for joining. Woohoo! Exciting. Okay, focus. Yeah, no, you haven't missed much really. I'm just reading Amber's chart. So I'm explaining a solar return chart, Katie. Solar return chart is our energy for the year from our birthday, our energy and lessons from our birthday of this year till our next birthday. And this basically tells us lessons and like Anthony said, the theme of the year. So, okay. So yeah. So you, like I said, lots of learning, lots of teaching, whole bunch of, you may even be introduced into different beliefs or pursue different beliefs. But yeah, you have Jupiter, very lucky planet, trining your sun. So any effort that you make, 1st house is the self. It's how we appear, how we come across. It's also how we approach life. So any effort that you make towards these learning new things and studying new things, very, very beneficial. Phone call. Sorry. Yeah, very beneficial. You really benefit from learning all kinds of new things. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure no one's commented. Actually, even if I can go like this. All right, yeah, that works. Okay. All right. Ooh, sorry, guys. Okay, now I can see much better. So yeah, very beneficial. Oh, wrong chart. Okay, so your solar return. Oh yeah, and you have Mars in the 9th house too. So you're gonna have the drive to go after this, but you may lack the energy just because you have Mars in Cancer here. This could definitely make it, you know, give you less energy to do these things, but don't. And this can also make you approach things more like a crab, like, you know, kind of crab walk. But anyways, so yeah, your solar return moon is in the 2nd house in Scorpio. This is intense. I know I've said that lots, but it is. So yeah, so moon, this is one of the harder ones to deal with for sure. You are, don't want to scare you away. You're definitely dealing with a lot of deep inner emotions and feelings. Even possibly depressive emotions, and it has to do with your self-worth and how you make money and your values. So you're really working on this year, and it's opposite also. Your moon is opposite Venus and Uranus. Is that an exact opposition? Anyways, yeah, still making an opposition to your Venus. So okay. So Venus, like I said, interests, what we love, our femininity, and it's in the 7th house in at the very end of Aries. And it's in... So you may feel like you're not getting anywhere. And you may feel like your relationships with others could actually have a lot to do with you feeling like this. You seeing others doing really well, and when I say others, I mean like partners, I mean friends, co-workers, any close relationships like that, business partners, yada yada. This is these relationships may be making you feel like, not these relationships, but these people and what they're doing and their success and their drive and yada yada, it might be making you feel you know, your lack of self-worth. But you have Mars trining your moon, and you have Neptune trining your moon. You are willing to take the steps to make yourself feel better about these things and about your self-worth. So, and you definitely benefit and gain luck through making these steps. So yeah, your emotions, and it has a lot to do with your self-worth this year, and how you make money yourself. But don't be hard on yourself. You are amazing, and you can do this. You can get through this. Okay. Your Mercury this year is in Taurus, and it's in the 8th house. Inadequacy. Without working on it though. Good for you. Yeah, just the more you know, everything requires work. It doesn't matter what lesson it is. It all needs work and, you know, time and patience. Just be patient with yourself, because this can be a difficult transit, but it's, you know, like I went through a lot. Like I had like 3 different planets in the 8th house. And the 8th house is very much like Scorpio, like what your moon is. It's very deep, very intense. And I survived, and I came out okay. So, you know, this is nothing. You'll be all right. What else can I tell you here? Oh yeah, Neptune. Neptune and Pisces in your 6th house. This can definitely give you false false illusions about your ability to be of service. And this is definitely probably where some of your doubt is coming from. Yeah, this year, yeah, depression is the biggest thing for you this year. Depression and health-wise, I mean, sorry. And maybe your feet even, just because Pisces rule the feet. So watch your feet. Take care of your feet. Alright. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I might move on to someone else here. But Amber, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad. And thank you for your support on the group. Very appreciated. Oh, interesting. You could gain, sorry. You could gain new relationships for sure this year. They may be difficult relationships that test you emotionally and whatnot, but so yeah, if anyone has okay. So yeah, does anyone else still got 5 people? Sweet. Yeah, anyone else would like a reading of any kind? Oh, is it still? Oh, it's not. Skimming the last hour. Oh, okay, Katie. All right. Well, yeah, Katie, if you have any questions, just chat her up. Very welcome, Amber. Thank you so much. I'm glad I could help you out there. Yeah, if you ever have a question about any of your aspects, definitely contact me, Amber. I definitely would not mind helping you out there. So yeah, Katie or Tasha or anybody else who is here wanting a reading. I do natal readings, I do progressed readings, I do synastry readings, I do lunar returns, solar returns. Maybe Tash, maybe we'll check out your okay. Well, if someone else wants a reading, just message away because I don't mind. This is what I'm here for tonight. Okay, solar return. All right. So Tash, I will bring Tash. Do you mind? I'm going to ask first. Do you mind if I bring up your solar return chart so that we can take a look and I can explain a bit? Excuse me. Okay, I'm in learning one. Take a look. All right. Sounds good. All right, Tasha, I already got you in here, so I don't need to do that part, thankfully. All right, Tasha's solar return. And I'm gonna switch the camera over again so that you can see. All right. Cool beans. Oh, okay. So, all right. So Tasha, your sun is in the 7th house this year. The 7th house, if you don't know, is relationships, partnerships, close, relationships, friendships, coworkers, yada yada. This is also the marriage house. Just saying, maybe you'll get engaged. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, Tash. I can only hope. Anyways, so yeah, big focus for you this year. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, with solar returns, it's usually felt 3 months before your birthday. So you'd probably start feeling it already. So yeah, again, solar returns are the energy from our birthday for this year till our birthday next year. And we feel that 3 months before our birthday. So around Cancer season, you probably will start to feel this. And it's already been Cancer season, so you're already feeling it. But more so the closer we get. This is for your birthday this year until your birthday next year. So, yeah. Ooh, interesting. Your moon is an Aries, and it's opposite your sun and your Mercury. So this can definitely be arguments and debates big time. Emotionally this year, you're gonna really be focused on yourself and your identity, which is not bad. It's not bad to be selfish, my Libra friend. This is good once in a while, and apparently you really need it this year because you have your moon there in Aries in the first house. So yeah, you are really working on building your identity and who you are. I mean, you probably have a great idea of who you are right now, but this is, we're always changing and we're always growing, and same with our identity and you know, ourselves. So yeah, this is not bad. It's just, you know. So yeah, the sun in the 7th house. You're very focused on your relationships with others right now. You could really be, yeah, Leo season, right? Exactly. Ooh, interesting. Sorry, I'm getting off track here, but your North Node, this year, the North Node is in your 6th house. So 6th house is our career, or not our, well, career. The 10th house is more so career. 6th house is like work, which is pretty much the same thing as a career, but not quite. 6th house is health. The 6th house is our daily routines, and how we are of service to others. So you are definitely bringing in more fun into your work. And yeah, sorry, I'm looking and thinking at the same time. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, your North Node is in the 6th house. You can definitely have some faded things happen. Oh, phone call? Okay. Tasha. Oh, all right. Anyone else have a question while we're waiting for Tash? Katie, Amber, Anthony, whoever else is watching. There's 5 people watching. You're listening? Okay. All right. I don't want to go ahead without her. Maybe I'll just talk about my solar return a bit. Last year, I had a really crazy solar return. My solar return, I had my Sun and Mercury for sure in my 8th house, so that was very transforming and such. Yeah, I can read your solar return, Anthony. Sure. Let me just figure out where I am. That's Amber's. And a new person. So is this all stuff we have the potential to in the next year that we should strive for? No, Katie, this is, well, not what we should strive for, but it's what we are generally focused on for the next year. Solar returns, I mean, like okay, here. Okay, Anthony, shoot me your info. So yeah, just to recap again, Katie, yeah, potential for sure. Potential. Okay, good. I'm glad it makes sense. So yeah, for example, like me last year, I had my Sun in the 8th house, so I did a lot of healing, a lot of transformation, and connected deeper into my, you know, spirituality, which is all stuff that the 8th house is connected to. No problem, Tash. Okay. So yeah, Anthony, if you're still here after I could definitely check out your solar return. There's a lag in the computer. Yeah, there is a lag. It's not just you. Okay, so where was I? No problem, Tash. It's all good. So yeah, the moon opposite the sun and Mercury. You can definitely be much more argumentative, but this is I see this as you sticking up for yourself in a lot of things. And this is especially true with your emotional reactions to others. You may impulsively overreact much more this year, so definitely keep your Libra talents and abilities handy to think things through, because you're much more likely to react impulsively. And yeah, right. Okay, what else do we have? Mercury is still there. It is there. So Venus is for your solar return. It's in the 7th house also, but it's in Virgo. So sounds good. Oh, really? Yeah, that's interesting. It's so crazy how these energies affect us. But yeah. So yeah, Venus in Virgo. Venus in Virgo, you have Mars there too. Oh, Mars and Virgo, or Mars and Venus are conjunct in Virgo. Ooh. Ooh. So yeah, your work, your career, you bringing it into your, this is a good time for you to start new business with people. So like that have to do with your career, that have to do with health, that have to do with routines, that have to do with nutrition, all that stuff. You have a lot of drive when it comes to being of service to others this year, big time. Heck yeah, awesome. Oh, okay. The only thing, not your Saturn, but Saturn in Sagittarius. Perfect timing. Yeah, right? Exactly. Saturn is in your 9th house. You were really structuring and disciplining yourself when it comes to your beliefs and what you believe. And you are wanting to incorporate this into your work, but this can be a challenge. So, like, I'm not saying don't do it, but do it wisely, because not everyone is going to believe the same, obviously. And, you will have very strong beliefs, for sure. But, yeah, like I said, not everyone is going to be open to this. This may be a challenge for you to incorporate this into your work, but, like I said, with squares, it's not impossible. It's just more challenging, that's all. What else can I tell you here? Ooh, you have Neptune on your rising this year. So your solar return rising is in Pisces. I don't know if you can see this. I think I put it on. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, your rising is in Pisces. You can appear much more dreamy. You can appear, and you have Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, right near your ascendant as well this year. So you're really, wow, you can definitely really tap into your intuitive abilities this year, Tash, and your psychic abilities. You can really, you're going to be much more sensitive to people also, like, especially with your work. You have Venus opposite Neptune. You are going to really need to cleanse yourself. Cleanse your energy. Like, I know you personally. I know that you do massage and whatnot. So yeah, you're going to really take on people's feelings and emotions. So really make sure that you cleanse big time, like after every single one. Yes, for sure. Yeah, you can appear much more dreamy, much more naive, much more, actually a lot of people, yes, a lot of people with Neptune on the rising or rising in Pisces, actually Anthony, I believe he has rising in Pisces also, natally, they can appear very sleepy, and even like they're out of this world, kind of like they're not fully here right now. So you can appear like this to people, so keep that in mind. You can also appear to be very naive, so pay attention to this. Make sure you aren't being naive, for one. And yeah, but you have a lot of stuff here that's balancing it out too, so. What else we got? Chiron is in your first house this year, so your identity, you may be working on wounds that have to do with your identity, that have to do with yourself. Also how you appear. You're not naive. Yeah, I know you're not naive, Tash. You have moon in Virgo, for crying out loud. But you could appear this way. So people may try and take advantage of you and your naive approach or sweet, sensitive approach. So yeah, your Chiron here in the first house, you may be really working on wounds that have to do with how you appear to others and how you come across to others. Yeah, exactly. And this could also have a lot to do with your confidence, because first house is confidence, and because your moon is, you know, not far from your Chiron here, developing your confidence big time this year, like huge. You're standing up for yourself too. Oh yeah, I already said that. You're standing up for yourself and for who you are, and you know how far you've come. Pluto in the 11th house is sextiling your Neptune. You can definitely receive, you can transform a lot through your friendships. Yeah, big time, hey? Yeah, but you can, this is an opportunity to transform how you appear, especially in your social circle, or like, you know, your friends and people like that. You can really transform how you appear. And oh, also having the rising, solar return rising in Pisces, you have the ability to be a chameleon. So use this. You can adapt to people much easier this year. And yeah, so use that for sure. What else we got? And you can, ooh, you have big opportunities to transform your relationships as well. Especially your friendships and love relationships. And any close relationships that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you transform these relationships in really good ways this year. Lots of oppositions. This can be seen as difficult, but it is a challenge, but it is also a looking from two different points of view, if that makes sense. So your Sun and your Mercury will be very harmonious and peaceful and yada yada. But you're looking at it from another perspective too. The perspective where you need to be aggressive, where you need to stand up for yourself, where you need to, you know, have that backbone and react. What else? Yeah, you're mostly focused on business deals, relationships, stuff like that this year. Yeah, you really don't have too much else going on. You could have sudden shocking realizations or ideas about yourself, and this can benefit you in your relationships. It can help you see something in yourself in others, and it can really help you make sense of things. Because people are mirrors to us, right? So what we see in others is just a reflection of ourselves. So if Aaron's pissing you off, Tash, just know it's a reflection. I'm just kidding, but you know what I'm saying. Do you have any more questions, Tash? Sounds pretty fitting for him sensing for this year. Yes, that was a good lesson. Being Libra, that the reflection part, yeah. Yeah, and you may even struggle between being realistic and being in touch with spirit and your spirituality. So you may really try and balance that this year. And yeah. All right. All right. Okay, so I'm going to look at someone else's solar return. All right. So who's next? Katie or Anthony? All right. I'm going to go with... Okay, I'm going to check Anthony's. I have his birth info here. Thank you for sending that. 1909. You're in no rush, cool beans. All right, so I'll do Anthony's. Alrighty. All right. That's it. So Anthony, who else is lurking? Someone else is lurking. They're not Amber. I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed that. There's 6 people watching now. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna get Anthony's in here. So Anthony, that was in Mexico, right? Just to confirm, pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Just waiting for you to confirm that, Anthony. I don't know if that's the right one. I swear this is like the most tedious part, is putting in the birth info. Okay. I'm gonna read yours, Katie. Anthony just told me to go ahead with you for now. All right, Katie, I know you're here. Maybe not. You'll have Mason's birth chart. All right, so Katie. Catherine. Female. Katie, you're born the... You're the, it's the 19th, right? January 19th, 1991, or 1993? All right, Katie, what time were you born, my dear? And I'm guessing you were born in Red Deer. January 19th. Yeah, okay. So what time? Time, Katie? What time were you born? You guys are so patient. I'm so glad. What time were you born, Katie? There's such a bad leg. Just after midnight, Mom said. Yeah, there's a bad leg. Okay, so after midnight sometime. The exact time would be much better, but this will do. And Katie, you're born in Red Deer, right? Pretty sure. So like 12:30 maybe. Okay, we'll say 12:30. Not noon. Midnight. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just better to have the exact time, but that's all right. We can make this work. All right, Katie. And do you want me to show you the screen so you can see it too, or do you really care? All right. And you want us to look at your soul turn. Red Deer, yes. No, don't be sorry. It's all good. All good. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. I don't mean to laugh. It's just, it's funny when I pop these charts up and then it's like a whole bunch of lines and stuff. All right. So, oh, I almost stopped the broadcast. That wouldn't be good. It's neat to see. Yeah, and it's kind of fun, and you can kind of learn as you do it too. All right. So this is your solar return. This is from your birthday this year until your birthday next year. So you'll feel a shift in this around Libra season. So like end of September, beginning of October. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So you can begin to feel your next solar return around then. But this year, from your birthday this year till your birthday next year, yeah, your sun is in the 5th house. You're very focused on children this year, which is no surprise. You are very focused on being creative and having fun. And also hobbies. You may even be more interested in your hobbies this year. And being in the spotlight, having fun, like I said. And your moon is in Libra. Interesting. Pretty sure that's what your sun's moon was. So funny, yeah. So yeah, your moon in the 2nd house. This is good because I know all about this moon in this house. So moon here will make you much more indecisive. So true already. Yeah, it makes you much more indecisive, especially when it comes to your emotions. You may find that when things are not going well in your relationships, that's when you get emotional or stressed out. Or if things are, stressful involving work and money, then that can definitely make you emotional, or more so emotional this year. You may find that you benefit a lot from just talking about how you feel. This is a huge thing that Libra moons, natal Libra moons, and Libra in general need to do. They need to express how they feel. So if, like, your husband, Katie, is bugging you about something, or if he's done something without realizing, and this is going to eat you up until you actually talk about it. So that's a huge one for you this year. Very focused on how you make your money as well. And you really benefit from making your own money this year as well. And you may even actually, wait, there was something here. Yeah. You may even benefit through Russell making money, because Libra can represent partners, marriage partners. So Russell maybe, might get a better job, or you guys, money is better this year and will continue to be. Also, you have a lot of you have a lot of planets in the 7th house right now too. I don't know if you can see that. You have Mars, you have Chiron, you have Venus, and you have Neptune, all in Pisces in the 12th house. So they call this a stellium. When you have more than one planet, this is an asteroid, Chiron, but when you have more than one planet or asteroid in a house, this is a big focus of energy. So for you also, your relationships with others are big this year, but you may be dealing with relationships that are based out of illusion or deception. So maybe relationships that maybe you're not seeing the full picture with some of these relationships. And really, when I say relationships, I mean like friends, co-workers, business partners, marriage partners. But I have a feeling this is going to have to do more so with friends, just because of Venus here. Venus can represent friends and loved ones. And this can also have something to do with your wound, because you right this year anyways, your wound has to do with your close relationships. So maybe you're realizing who's really there for you, who's legit, and who's just putting on a show. Also, you're very compassionate this year, very sensitive towards these relationships and these people. Your friends, your lovers, or lover, sorry, you only have one lover. So yeah, you're very compassionate and emotional and sensitive towards them. Also, you may feel like saving them. A lot of these people in your life may seem like victims, or like as if they need saving in some way. You may feel like doing that. You may feel like being of service to them, which is not bad. Just be careful that, just be careful of who's really there for you and who's not, because some of them might be a show or a facade. Holy crap, you have no idea how much that friend thing is right on point right now. Oh, awesome. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's and you'll likely know who is there for you, to be honest. Like you'll have a good feeling and intuition about who is legit. So pay attention to your intuition when it comes to your friends and your relationships. Your rising this year is in Virgo, so you're very focused on being of service to others, being helpful to others. You can be much more critical this year, especially on yourself. You can appear much more critical as well. The ascendant is how we appear and how we come across. So yeah. You have Uranus in the 8th house. This can be sudden, shocking events or news. So is this Katie's 2017 solar turn? Because mine was for the year coming up into 2018. Tasha, okay, so how this works, it's not like a normal year where it starts in January. It starts at your birthday. So Tasha, yours, sorry, I'm just trying to think. So Tasha, yours was for, yeah, this year going into next year. So this birthday till next birthday, Tash. And then Katie's is her birthday she had in January until her next birthday in January. Does that clear it up at all? Also, Katie, your Mercury, which is how we think and communicate, is in the 4th house this year. So you communicate much more sympathetically than you probably ever have. And you communicate in a much more motherly way. You communicate in a much more nurturing way as well. You're still practical and everything, but you really are really thinking about family and your roots a lot this year. Yes, exactly. All right. And Katie, also North Node lands in your 12th house this year. So developing your intuition, your psychic abilities, your connection to God, to source, to creator, whatever, can be very prominent this year. You may be in search of, you know, that deeper connection. What else can I tell you? So yeah, Uranus in Aries can be, and in the 8th house, it can be very shocking, sudden, random information or news. This is so crazy because my year is already done. All of this is already happening, or I've been thinking more about it and I was wondering why. Crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's interesting how, you know, all these different charts and techniques and tools, it's interesting how it really does affect us. Like, you can't lie about this. You know what I mean? Like, this is legit. Yeah, you may. I don't want to be, I don't want to put any fear out there. You may have you may hear of someone passing. I could be wrong, but just to throw that out there, it may be shocking or sudden, and this may have already happened or may happen, but I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. It could just be sudden ideas or insight, or not insight, but sudden ideas and news that comes to you, and it could affect you emotionally for sure. But this could also be you striving for that deeper connection spiritually, because it's in the 8th house. And you might have been feeling depressed yourself, and maybe this is what's driving you to reach out and connect on a more spiritual level. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Pluto is also in your 5th house, so this really is transforming. This brings transformation when it comes to children. Transformation when it comes to your hobbies, what you love, all these things. This can be, you know, your. Oh yeah, okay, right. Well, there you go. Yeah, perhaps maybe it's someone at your job who passes. It's very possible. Actually, that's more than likely what it is because it's hitting your 2nd house, which is how you make money. That might be it. There you go, Katie. But yeah, your whole how you have fun is being transformed, and yeah. um, because your Mars is in Pisces in the 7th house, this year it might be harder for you to stick up for yourself. You may be more of a passive aggressive person this year. And you may cry a lot more when you're mad. Having Pisces in Libra, or sorry, Pisces in Mars. Your relationships with others are definitely where your wound is at this year. And this can trigger your emotionally impulsive, not impulsive, but emotions when you're angry. Yeah, also you can you may be able to feel what others are feeling a lot more, just having all these planets in Pisces here. Awesome. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad it resonated. Is there people here still? Oh, a couple. Cool beans. All right, if Anthony's still here, I can do yours. Just gonna. Where is it? I'm glad you like that, Katie. That's awesome. All right. So yeah, if there's anyone else who'd like a little reading, happily do that for you. Yeah, solar returns are always interesting. There's also lunar returns, which kind of tell you more to do with the month and how the month's energy could affect you and what might be going on that month. So those are lunar returns. Didn't mean to stop you, but my phone is going to die and I don't have a charger. I'm going to keep watching until it does. Okay. All good, Katie. I'm so glad I could read your chart a bit for you. Thank you so much for watching until your phone dies. It's awesome. Yeah, lunar returns are kind of fun too. I personally love solar returns. Solar returns, they don't get old for me. Same with progressions. I love progressions. So yeah, anybody else? It says there's 5 people watching, so there's got to be someone else. Yeah, I think I do one more. So yeah, I'm going to do one more here. So whoever wants one, let me know. Happily give you a reading. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention when I first started this video. I was going to mention how there's a bunch of solar activity going on with the sun. And just in time for Mars and the moon and the sun all in Leo. Craziness. But yeah, this is definitely affecting people and weather and whatnot. But progressions, yeah. So with progressions, the sun moves 1 degree every year. Every year that you have a birthday, your sun moves 1 degree. And the moon moves, I believe it's every 1.5 or 2 years. Something like that. So the moon and Mercury are the fastest ones to progress in the chart. So here, I'll give you a little bit of an example. Oops. Okay. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick example of my progressions and just show you how how it all kind of works. So progressions. Progress chart. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so as you can see, my sun is over here. This is a progress chart, by the way. My natal sun, so the sun that I was born with, is actually at like 2 degrees. So it started here. So every year, the sun moves 1 degree. I don't know if you can see the mouse or not, but it moves 1 degree every year. So I've had 25 birthdays. Wait, yeah, 25. 25 now? Yeah, I think so. That's funny. Yeah, that would make sense. So in about 1.5 more years, my sun will progress into Aries. And I can already feel this for sure. So with progressions, the way I like to explain it anyways is it's like our energy, like our natal chart, what we're born with, it always stays relevant and it always resonates. But with the progress chart, it's more current. It's like our energy now and our lessons now and how we've evolved and progressed. So yeah, so Mercury and the moon are the fastest ones to progress. So as you can see, my natal Mercury is actually in Pisces, and it's like, I don't know, 12, 13 degrees or something. But now, as you can see, it's in Aries. So how I think, yeah, thank you. So how I think and communicate has changed and evolved, and the lessons behind it. So what I've had to really deal with is like, for the majority of my life, my Mercury was in Pisces. So I spoke really quietly. I spoke, I was very shy. I didn't really, speak my mind very much or, speak up, period. I was very shy, very quiet, very sensitive. Now, when I communicate, it's a lot louder. It's a lot more confident. It's a lot more impulsive as well at times. There's little kids looking in the window. Yeah. So how I think and communicate is very different. So like, if I'm not careful, when I get angry or in a debate, I can get really heated and impulsive with my words. I can say things that I later regret. This also, having Mercury in Aries, can give a person a potty mouth. So I swear a lot when I'm angry. And again, this is no excuse. You know, like, oh, my Mercury's in Aries, so it's okay. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's all part of the lesson, you know, like, anyways. So yeah, how I think and communicate is very differently. And, oh yeah, my moon. So yeah, each year and a half or 2 years, whatever it is, I believe it's something like that, the moon will change signs. So I had my moon going through Leo and it was conjunct my Chiron about a couple of years ago. And yeah, I was going through a lot of emotional change, I guess. I was really not confident in myself emotionally, and I was dealing with a lot of wounds and stuff. Now my moon is in Virgo, so emotionally I'm much more critical. I'm much more rational about my emotions. I try to make sense of them, even though with Virgo it's important to remember that not everything can be made sense of, especially in the 12th house here. The 12th house is the unknown. It's the unconscious, the other realm. So emotionally, yeah, I can feel very, very, especially insecure about my body because Virgo rules body. Also, my moon is opposite my sun. So this can really make me feel opposite of how things really are, if that makes sense, or how I really am. Like, I don't see myself the way I am at times. What else? My Venus is no longer in Aquarius. My Venus used to be in Aquarius, but now it's progressed into Pisces. So now I'm less rebellious. I'm less, you know, Venus is our interests. It's our love, what we love. It's our friends, our femininity for women, and for men, it's the kind of women they are attracted to. So now my interests are much more to do with, less to do with rebelling and being different. Now it's more to do with my spirituality, my art, my, you know, my emotions, my sensitivity, my interests have a lot to do with the mysterious realm, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's, I don't know if that helped at all with explaining progressions or not, but it's a little bit of mine if you guys are, you know, interested in that. But yeah, if anyone else would like to have a little reading done, I would happily do that. They just have to comment in the little comment section. Yeah. Yeah, anybody that wants to, please comment. I know that this thing is lagging a bit, but that's okay. Everybody's being patient. Yeah, progressions are so much fun to work with. I love them because they're the lessons that we're dealing with now to date. Like, I'm really learning not to, you know, speak my mind so impulsively, especially in my close relationships. I'm also very much, you know, my son's natally in the 6th. That hasn't changed much, but yeah, lots and lots and lots to it. There's so much to it. Thank you, Anthony. I'm glad you thought that was good. Yeah, did you want your solar return? Awesome. Thank you, guys. The support definitely means a lot. All right. So, all right. Thanks, guys. You're awesome. So yeah, Anthony, if you'd like your solar return chart read, I can do that for you. Just let me know and I'll punch in your info here that you sent me. Oh, I'm glad you joined too, Katie. Thank you so much for joining. It really means a lot. No idea. I'm just glad it worked because it wasn't working before. I do have time. You betcha. All right. So I'm just looking at your info that you sent me here. Make sure I got it right. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Just looking for it here. Why can I not find this one? Sorry, Anthony. I'm just.
Okay. It works today. What else? What happened? Well, they moved the TV, so it's not like the kind of service.
I don't know why I can't find yours. Sorry, I'm looking for your birth location here. I'm searching it, but oh, thank you for being patient. All right. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm trying to find it here. Not sure why it's not letting me. Sorry, I'm really trying here. You guys are so patient. Yeah, I'm just trying to get your location of birth. Okay, here we go. Maybe this will work. All right. Oh, I think I found it. Yep, I found it. Okay, thank goodness. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. All right, solar return. Let's look. And I'll switch the screen over to, if you don't mind. Solar return. Did you see it? Yeah, I found it. All right. What? Oh, okay. Cool. All right, I'm gonna just turn this around here so that you can see. Alrighty. So your solar return this year, holy. So yeah, you have your sun in the 3rd house. So this year you're especially focused on learning and teaching. Also, your sun is very close to Chiron here. Possibly some wounds when it comes to what you already know, maybe, or wounds when it comes to what you've been taught, or what you're wanting to learn. There could be some wounds there, maybe connected to your spirituality. Born in the middle of nowhere. Oh, okay. Okay. You could be focused on traveling this year as well, just because you have your rising in Sagittarius for this year, and also the North Node is in the 9th house. You could travel, for sure. You could definitely travel. And it might even have to do with work and career. Your moon is in Libra this year in the 10th house. Especially focused on your partnerships in your career, your social status, and possibly forming relationships or friendships or business partnerships through your work. Oh yeah, you may appear much more or come across much more optimistic this year, which is really good. Serious, just because Saturn is right there next to your ascendant, but optimistic still. Serious optimistic. But yeah, I could definitely see you traveling this year to faraway places or foreign places. And also, you've been learning a lot. Yeah, well, you're not going to stop learning, that's for sure. No one ever stops learning, but this year it's like full throttle. Yeah, you're very focused on communicating, especially, like, big time. Oh, interesting. So your Mercury is in Aries, but it's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like right on the cusp of the 3rd house and the 4th house. I'm actually not entirely sure which house it's in. It looks like it's coming into the 4th, but yeah, it must be. So this tells me that your mind will still be on, your mind and communication will still be on learning and communicating, but you could also be really thinking about your roots and about your family and your home. And you can even communicate, having, like I said, was just talking about, having Mercury in Aries can definitely make you speak your mind, be more blunt, not afraid to, you know, to say what you have to say. But with you, it's going to be in regards to your home and your family. You may speak up to family or about family issues or roots, stuff like that. I've made some long trips after my birthday. Oh, nice. There you go. What else? Yeah, you can communicate, because it's in the 4th house. You may, like, you can still like struggle between communicating aggressively or impulsively, but you also, there's also the opportunity to communicate in a more nurturing way as well, just because it's in the 4th house, and you can communicate in a yeah, more compassionately and sweetly. Your voice can sound a lot more nurturing. But being in Aries, though, I can see, and it's in the very beginning of Aries, so you're definitely, this is something new that you're coming into and learning about communicating and being confident in your communication. And also you could also gain insight or intuition, or you know, stuff like that could come to you, to your mind, very randomly or easily, and you could definitely communicate intuitive messages to people, but it'll likely just be like spur of the moment. It's, you likely won't have much control of it. Well, you may have control of it, but it'll likely just be random and sudden, and you know, it might even be shocking, some of the stuff that you have to communicate, but it may need to be done. And what else do we have? You have Pluto in the 1st house, so you are definitely transforming your identity. Even though it's in Capricorn, it's still in your 1st house here. So definitely transforming how you appear to others. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Having Saturn really close to the rising can make you appear, I think I said that already, but it can make you appear more serious, more business-like. I know, neither am I. Mercury in Aries is very different. Just be prepared to, like, you may even communicate impulsively when you're emotional, just because it's in the 4th house also. So it could just be instinctive reactions, or, you know, stuff like that. Oh, and it's opposite. Oh no, it's not opposite. I was gonna say it's almost opposite. You have your moon opposite Venus, anyway. So you may feel like kind of torn between doing what you feel and doing what you love, possibly. Yeah, and North Node again being in the 9th, definitely teaching, definitely informing and sharing beliefs and stuff like that. This year you can attract people that you can learn from and that you can communicate with, having the descendant in Gemini. You attract people who can stimulate you mentally as well, and who can who have open minds, and who can kind of think differently and talk about all kinds. Don't look extra serious this year. Oh yeah. Yeah, no wonder you look extra serious. It's because Saturn's right there. It's like 3 degrees away from your rising. Yep. But hey, this can be good though. This can make you really structure how you look in a different way. Like you can really, you know, restructure how you know, look, your image, period. So this can be used really for really good things. You have Saturn sextiling your Mars and Saturn sextiling Uranus. Also harmonious aspects. Mars gives you the drive to and the passion to work on your appearance and this seriousness. You can take this seriousness that you have and how you appear, and you can take it and be creative with it, because it's in, you have Mars in the 5th house. You can, you know, your drive and your actions towards your image and how you appear and come across can be very, very very good and beneficial. Very lucky too. And Uranus in the 4th house, also trining your Saturn, you may come up with sudden or shocking ideas that could have to do with your image as well. Yeah, so yeah, having Mars in Taurus in the 5th house, you, much like I said for Natasha, your drive is going to be, like, your ambition and your drive will be there, but it's going to be at a slower pace. You're gonna, maybe it wasn't Tasha, maybe it was Amber. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, you could have more focus to do the things that you love and work on your hobbies because it's in the 5th house. But like I said, it'll be at a much slower pace. But you need this. You need this slower pace in order to fully get the full picture. So take your time, which you probably will. But yeah, don't feel bad about going at your own pace, because, I mean, it might frustrate some people that you're, you know, not as fast or you know, not doing their pace, but that's okay. You're not here to go at their pace. You can have a lot more drive when it comes to, like I said, your hobbies, and putting your energy into the things that you love as well. Sounds extremely accurate to what I've experienced this year. Awesome. That's perfect. But yeah, Jupiter, I don't think I mentioned this, but Jupiter is, it's not conjunct, as you can see, but it's still within 10 degrees. It's actually, yeah, it's like 8 degrees or 7 degrees or something like that. I'm really bad at math right now. And it's, so yeah, your moon and and Jupiter are very close in the 10th house in Libra, and this can, you may have to really, like, in order to benefit through your relationships or coworkers or whatever, you may have to really rethink and redo things, and how you're going to benefit. Like, you really might have to take that extra time to reconsider and rethink of how to better benefit and expand through these relationships or business deals. But yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I keep forgetting that. Oops. What else we got? Oh, I didn't notice this. That's really good. I'm really glad I looked again. You have your sun and Chiron, I guess, but the sun is sextiling Pluto. This is really lucky in regards to transforming yourself, especially since, did I already talk about this? I don't think I did. Especially since Pluto's in your first house, transforming your identity and how you appear and how you come across. You can do this in a way that it really benefits and brings luck to, you can do this in a way where it really affects you communicating, like you communicating and learning and teaching. I'm trying to explain how this is like intertwined. You're very welcome. Yeah, anyways, this can really transform how you teach and what you teach as well. And yeah, bring a whole new layer to your identity as well. So yeah, I think I'm done for tonight, unless anyone else has some questions. Well, this is good. This is fun. I was kind of expecting more people, but hey, this is awesome. I'm glad we had some people in here commenting and whatnot. So yeah, I think we're gonna try and make this a regular thing weekly to do this. Do little mini readings and whatnot. So yeah, if you like this, definitely stay tuned for next week. And yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for all your support and your feedback and all that fun stuff. I'm not sure how many people will rewatch this, but there's a lot of really good ideas storming in Astrolada's group of readers. So stay tuned for that. There's lots of good stuff ahead. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and I hope everyone has an awesome night. And yeah, take care. Thank you.